Hey everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Air Hauler 2 with me, Her 37. So in our last flight, we flew from Columbus, Ohio, it was Kilo Charlie Mike Hotel, over to Whiskey Victor 62, which is basically Davis, West Virginia, Woodwood Fly-In Resort in Davis, West Virginia. And you just saw the landing. I've positioned the plane over to Clarksburg, West Virginia. That's Kilo Charlie, Kilo Bravo, KCKB. Now, here's the flight, and there's a problem. So we got to take this back to our base in Charleston, which is where we want to be. But one thing I didn't pay attention to was that 835 pounds of cargo. If we put that in, we basically have very little fuel. I don't think we would have enough. We would be flying on fumes at best to even get to Charleston. There's no real way to do it. I mean, it would be extremely hard. Maybe you can make it over to Parkersburg and then to there's some other airport and then over there, but that's a long way to go to make the $5,000 for that 835 pounds of, frozen fish. It's just too hard for us to do. It doesn't really make sense to do that. And I think we'd actually end up using a lot more fuel. We'd have to fuel up several times. But luckily, I remembered commodities. And I don't want to get addicted to commodities. They pay so daggone good. But I was looking at these, and they have two good ones. Well, they did have two good ones. Crap. Let me go over here. Cargo jobs. Make sure, there it is. So fine China. Well, now they've changed it. Well, no, there it is. Charleston. So it's plus 12. We might take some of that, but there's one that would pay more. Watches. Plus 19. The only problem is they only got 630, and I'm not sure that's going to be enough for us. I mean, we could just take that if they've got it. We need to actually see how much. Where are we? So I put our plane to what says 28%. I tried to get it around a third. So we have 772 pounds, basically. So we can take all of that. Let's go ahead and buy all of this. The max, take it over to our plane. So we can buy all 630 of those. It's going to be expensive, though. $89,000, daggone. Now let's go over and let's fill the rest of the plane with this fine china. So we got 142 of those for $25,000. Put them in the plane. And we're good to go. So let's go over to our plane. Make sure it's all loaded up. Yep, we have no more capacity. We have 16 gallons of fuel. It should be good for 248 miles. We've got to go 80, so we should have plenty of fuel. Although we do burn more, I believe, in Flight Simulator than Air Hauler thinks we should. Or thinks we will, I should say. So let's go ahead and fly ourselves. And we're going to Kilo Charlie Romeo Whiskey, our base in Charleston. That's all good. It's actually going to be a VFR flight. So let's go maybe for 6,500. That's kind of we should be able to do 6,500. I might take it up a little bit low and then go up to the full 6,500. We shall see. I'll put it around 12 in last position. All right, let's go look at our little flight plan. All right, everybody, here we are in Clarksburg. So Kilo Charlie, Kilo Bravo. So I put us over here at parking that's pretty close to where I was. It says there's no wind. We're going to take off on runway 21. That's a heading of 211 degrees. We have a waypoint over here. It's called, as you can see, Stilt, right before we get into Charleston. I'm not even sure if it shows it. See, it doesn't really show you on the map, but there is a waypoint that I put in there, Stilt. All right, so it's got wind out of 270 at 2 knots. So we landed on runway 23. It's a heading of 233. So 233, I think it's actually 235 degrees. ILS frequency is 110.3. Airport elevation is about 947 feet. And I've got the plane all loaded up. Let's go ahead and fly. All right, here we are in Clarksburg. And man, that does not look good. That is not a good day for flying. We're going to be flying in that direction right there. No range? Oh my goodness. Well, I'm glad we're not going that direction. Maybe we can get out of this stuff quickly. Alright, we probably shouldn't waste much time. Jump into here. Just get rid of this yoke. Parking brake is on. Fuel selector is in both. Fuel cut off is pushed in. All the breakers are pushed in. Go ahead and give it some power from the batteries. Yep, we'll get the warning off. On the throttle just a little bit. Let's go ahead and turn on our fuel pump. Push that in. We should see some fuel flow. We do have fuel flow. Just a couple seconds. Cut that off. It's probably a little bit. Still a little bit too much throttle, but that's alright. Turn on our beacon and our nav. I would yell at that dude, but he can't hear me. Got another plane over there. There's a lot of little planes over at this airport. Alright, let's go ahead and start her up. Push that in. Alright, we do have oil pressure. Let's go ahead and turn on our avionics. I still don't love how much fuel we have. We've got that on. See, they've got us going out and around. It's so ridiculous. So ridiculous. And there we go. Turn off this inset. Alright, we should be just about good to go. I'm going to go ahead and set this up to 6,500. Alright, there we go. GPS. The runway heading is 211. All the way around. 211. Out to the southwest. Just kind of looking at the clouds. It's not really nice. And where do we need to taxi? We can taxi right over there. There's our runway. I guess we can, or actually, we can taxi right down this way. Alright, so taxi light, you can go on. Notch your flaps. Parking brake is off. Let's go ahead and start moving. Transponder, you can go to on. I was actually just reading about that. I'm not sure why, but I was reading about that, and that says actually your transponder is supposed to be on right before you start as you taxi, and then when you're gonna take off, you set it to out. That's what transmission. Oh goodness, or your altitude. I guess some of them actually do it automatically. It just detects how fast you're going, your speed. What, man, there is all kinds of freaking activity and stuff going on at this airport. Now, I don't like the windsock, but it said there was like almost zero wind. I think maybe they just kind of model it like that. It should be not even moving, but almost as like it's coming this way. Which would mean we would take off in the opposite direction. But I believe the wind was also basically a crosswind as well. I'm not sure exactly how long this runway is. I was thinking you probably could take off from right here. But I think we'll go all the way down just to be safe. We are a fully loaded plane. I flew in here, man, the other day. I don't record anytime I just do a position flight. I just record the landing to show us flying in. And it was kind of risky. Even taking off there, man, we did not have much fuel at all. And I was worried along the way that we were going to run out of fuel, but we made it. Just cutting back on the throttle and everything, trying to do everything I could to get every last drop out of the fuel. Maybe I should say every nautical mile out of the fuel. But from the looks of the weather, we're heading in the right direction, because it is quite bad. Although where I live, man, this whole week, I got 7 days off, and every day, it's nothing but clouds and thunderstorms. It's ridiculous. And we got that for the next couple days as well. I think out of the whole 7 days off, the only times it's not going to have thunderstorms is our last day off. So just perfect. Alright, bringing back the power. And I noticed right here, what is this? Well, KCKB. I guess that's 2 nautical miles. It's weird because if you look at the map over there, it shows that we're not even at the airport. It's very odd. Slow down. Alright, we'll check the runway left and right. I don't see anybody coming. Feels like there's something very important that I'm forgetting. Flaps are set. Landing light strobe coming on. Go ahead and get on the runway. Parking brake. Did I set that or not? Yeah, I just set it. I thought I already had it on. Apparently I did not. It makes it harder to move when you have that on. Reset my view. There we go. Well, I feel like I might be too zoomed out. And oh day. Here we go. Well, see, I can't. I was just talking about that. I don't even know if there's a button to hit for me to hit out. Anyhow, let's go ahead. Get down the runway. I feel like I'm putting too much forward pressure. Airspeed is alive. .65 knots. Go ahead and rotate. Skim it right over those trees. We did have to deal with some mountains on the way in as well. Actually, right after we took off, we had to deal with some mountains. That I just let the nose dip and I saw some mountains right there, or some trees right there. That's why it tells you to take off the other direction. I think we cleared that easily. Gonna go ahead and retract the flaps. I didn't want to do that too soon. Wanted some more lift out of it. That at 15 miles on that screen. So I'm going to move my heading over. I want to jump outside and show some scenery. We don't do that enough. Heading, vertical speed, get that nose up. 400 feet. You can take a look around outside. Not exactly a whole lot to see here in Clarksburg, West Virginia, obviously. But it's nice to, you know, take a look at some of the scenery. Mountains and warm out. It does look like it's raining out there, but so far it's pretty daggone good. Lost the daggone plane. Taking her up, trying to look at more of a Clarksburg, but we were already getting a little too far away. Yeah, see, it's on, but it doesn't show altitude. There's no way. Well, now maybe I didn't see it. Maybe I was just looking at that and didn't get far down enough or something. So that's not out. Trying to do a little bit better on stuff like that. We've got tons of airspeed. I'm going to move that up to 500 feet a minute. And I'm going to set that back down to 4,500. We might get back up to 6,500. Now see, on our nav, it's still showing over here. It's showing us 7 miles away, so that's not working. Or not working the way I want it to be. It showed us above the airport on the startup 2 miles above, so I don't really quite understand what's going on with that thing. It can't, you know, check off the waypoint. It won't until you hit it. Hopefully when we come over here, it'll switch itself. We are in the rain now, though, man. At least it showed in Charleston it's not raining. The thing is, with that, I'm not going to know how far away we are. Although KCRW, I got a figure is on there, but is stilt on there as well. Because I would like to hit stilt at 2,400 feet. Make better approach, you know. So, just looking at our fuel, man. I put a third. It still feels like it's just not enough. What, 3,400? I'm going to start leaning her out. I've been trying to watch the EGT too. I don't think it's totally modeled correctly. It does seem to work a little bit, or at least it moves, I should say. Maybe it doesn't work. But it does seem to at least move around. Looks like we've got someone below us. At least I'm hoping they're below us. Airspeed down to 97, 98, 97. 700 feet to go to 4,500. Do we really need to go to 6,500? Mountain-wise, because we are in the mountains, 4,500 should be plenty. I mean, at 6,500 you can use a little bit less fuel, but I don't know how much of a problem that's going to be for us. I mean, obviously fuel's going to be a problem, but how much am I really, you know, going to save? Going up another 2,000 feet. We'll bring that nose down a little bit. As our airspeed is dropping. Here in a minute, when we get up to 4,500, I'll come back on the throttle a little bit. Been really wanting to do that. As you look at our fuel flow up there around, what did you say? 0 to 20, so I'd say about 12 or so gallons an hour. We had 16 though, but all right, 90 feet to go. Start easing onto that line. I wish. Hopefully it will. When we get closer to stilt, it'll switch over. Because at this point, I have no idea how far out we are. All right, we're at 4,500. Bring our power down. And see, they say cruising speed is like 120 knots or something, but that's got to be like full bore for this thing. Not much weight. Just trying to hit it right at, well, maybe 2350. Ah, it's gonna be hard to hit with this joystick. It's about as good as I can do. That's going to be our power setting. We'll stay right here at 4,500. We are out of the rain for now. That's pretty good. Alright, man. So I guess 14, we know it's 80-ish miles, so we're about 65 or so miles out from Charleston. I'm going to go ahead and speed it up just a little bit, and we'll be right back. Alright, everybody, cutting it back in here. We have 0 visibility. We went up to 6,500, by the way. It got a little bit clear. Went up to 6,500. We had this still have some clouds. Sometimes we were kind of skipping over them, but all in all, not too bad. So you can see we're about to cross over Stilt. We needed it to be at 2,400, and we are. I've got 110.1 as the ILS. I kind of have my doubts about whether or not that's going to work for some reason. I hope it works, because as you can see, I cannot see the runway at all, man. So ILS would obviously help bringing us in. And because I haven't been able to get that to work, yeah. We could give it one quick shot. Okay. C. Gotta go to R. Speed is dropping. Oh, we got the frequency. KCRW, Charleston, West Virginia. Activate, yes. We actually got that to work. Pause my mic real quick. Alright, you hear the tone. We've got the outer marker. And we are 4.4 out. We need to be getting down, though. We're too high, I gotta imagine. I'll let her go down to 1,200. We're picking up the ground here just a little bit. I have to bring down our power. I need to bring down our speed so we can get our flaps out. Yeah, I was kind of worried that we wouldn't get the ILS or anything. We just barely have the ground here. Airport elevation is 947 feet. So I can get us within a few hundred feet, I figure. Alright, we got one notch of flaps out. Second notch of flaps. Ah, man, I really wish the ILS would freaking work. Oh, breaking through the clouds. Our speed. There we go. By the way, I'm pretty sure... I thought I had the view set up. I do not. Pretty sure that's our airport, right? You see the outskirts of it right there. Oh, we're gonna have to go around. I was afraid we were not going to be at the correct altitude. Middle marker right there. Yeah, well, we leveled off at 2,400 for too long. That was totally my bad. I had too much going on. I think we've got enough fuel, though. That's been my main concern all this time. go to heading mode. Let's drop down here. Daggone it. Getting hard to hit that. Watch our speed. Right as I noticed that. Losing, took off a notch of flaps as well. Why is the vertical speed sitting at 500? We're not trying to climb. I don't know how that got to 500. Jiminy Christmas. That was almost a freaking disaster. Yeah, I was trying to go down to 1,500. Or was it 1,200? Jiminy Christmas. Let's go to 1,800. Level off right there. And reset ourselves. Man, that's kind of weird to KCRW. Is that like where I first got it in or something? Alright. Flaps are fully retracted. So this will put us 850 or so feet above the runway. Not sure if we want to go much higher. I'm not trying to go too far out to retry this thing. Bring back the power a little bit. I don't want to get... Alright, one more notch of flaps. I don't want to get going too fast and not be able to get these daggone flaps out. Yep, low fuel. Maybe, did I hit the nose up when I did that, maybe? So I was in a rush? Again, heading is 235, the airport. Oh, geez. Yeah, man, you know, the fuel's in the yellow, but we got plenty of fuel. I've been worried about the fuel the whole time. Oh, man, that got a little hairy. I'm glad I caught that, right before it said stall. I just happened to see that. We're about to have a major problem. 235. Jeez. Reset my view. Alright, autopilot, we need you to go off. Second notch of flaps. Reset my view. Obviously not the best approach here. I was afraid we weren't going to come around far enough to move the heading, and we actually went way too far. Full flaps. Alright, we're back on course here. Alright, we're Pappy Lights. We've got 2 red and white.
500.
We're about to get a little too high. I don't like those trees being right there.
Minimums.
The ILS never did work now, did it? middle marker.
$100. 50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. I got a little crazy with the joystick all of a sudden. It felt like a pretty good landing. Felt pretty smooth to me. Good God, man. I got ourselves wobbly here. There's another plane on the runway. It's like the FSX days, man. He's trying to exit too. It's truly the FSX days. Oh, you know what, man? I don't have my KCRW scenery installed. Because I've been flying to Palm Springs, doing other stuff. According to the wind, we landed at the correct runway, so I don't know. It's just always how it's been with like Microsoft Flight Simulator. Landing and strobes go off. Gotta click back on the screen. I was messing with other stuff. See if we can't get her moving. So this is standard KCRW, huh? It doesn't actually look that bad. Yeah, I didn't even think about that. I've been flying some stuff for other things for Palm Springs, so I had that installed. I went on a buying spree about a week ago on airports. All kinds of sceneries, man, from Orbex and Fly Tampa and a whole bunch of places. A whole bunch of companies. It's kind of weird how they're doing their distribution. They have agreements. I've got some Aerosoft stuff. Like the distribution agreements between like Orbex and Aerosoft and Fly Tampa, and it's kind of weird how those companies are like working together on their distribution with some products. Kind of odd. Because they used to be just straight up competitors, but now they're actually working together. It's kind of surprising. Alright, we're going to park right here. Except this isn't a parking area. They tricked me? I thought we were going into a parking area. I think they tricked me. Do we need to like go over there? They did trick me. For some reason, the throttle was completely unresponsive. That was odd. I got near 100% and all of a sudden it clicked in. Not sure what that was all about. I thought we were going to be able to park over there. This was a ruse. Alright, so if you're supposed to have your transponder on before, you know, while you're moving, are you only supposed to have it in standby, I guess, when you're starting up and once you've parked? Once you've landed and parked? Because I read that, I'm not sure what year it was, but it talked about 1 year that had been changed of when you turn the transponder on. So I've just been kind of thinking about that. Is that the same guy? I'm trying to get over to this guy. I'm not sure why. See, if I had my wide screen, was doing the wide resolution, I'd be better at that. I could see twice as much. Off to the sides. Makes it easier. Alright, so when I'm ready to take off, hopefully this guy will be right here. Oh! Almost got him. He did not even flinch. Alright, parking brake is set. Transponder, you can go to standby. More taxi lights. Shut off our avionics. Cut off the fuel. FM beacon can go off. Ignition and battery. I gotta save something real quick. There we go. It's kind of crazy being able to record stuff and you all actually can't see it. It's very odd. It's kind of cool. It actually helps. Alright, so I have so much desktop that's actually not used from the game right here. So let's go over to Air Hauler 2. Alright, let's actually... Well, I guess we can do this first. Actually, let's finish the flight. So it does want this first. Alright, we'll go ahead and unload this. Wait, that went to base storage. Daggone it, and this said there was a fee? You stupid thing. Wait. Store this. Oh my goodness. Now I've got to go to base storage. How do I do this? That's kind of weird. It didn't do that before. Oh man. Load those. Was that a 5,000 feet we just paid? So to the airport. Why it should do that? Ugh, that's frustrating. All right, finish the flight. All right, man, that just cost us $5,000. We're gonna make a bunch of money, I think, but still, that's ridiculous. All right, 56 minutes. It was a greaser. Took off at 20:44, landed at 20:41. Got to mute my mic for 1 second. All right, I'm back. Took off with 94 pounds of fuel, landed with 58. We didn't even use half, and it's just maybe it's getting paranoid about the fuel situation. Max altitude 6,534 feet. Max pitch -12.5. Max roll -27.2. Max speed 119.7 knots. MMG is 0.77. MMG is exceeded 0. Max G is 1.27. Max G is exceeded 0. Stall false. We were close. Overspeed false. Number of passengers obviously 0. It was a greaser. Gear down, of course, is true. Landed on concrete. No damage to the runway. No damage to the plane. Came down to 67.98 feet a minute. Landing speed was 50.36. We landed a lot slower. I think I've been landing a little fast on some of those. So I brought I tried intentionally to bring my speed down. Landing pitch -3.54. Landing roll -0.29. Landing heading 235. Landing wind speed 0. Wind direction 1-4. Yeah, so we took off on the correct, or landed on the correct runway, right? Up 23? I guess you could use either one. But I think maybe they gotta go both ways. I was gonna say maybe they take off and land in only one direction, but it can't be true. All right, let's go check out our company. That's ridiculous. We just paid $5,000. Stupid thing. Show our finances. Sweet. So in the last 30 days, we spent $283. We brought in 301. So that's what, 18 grand in the past 30 days. That's pretty good. Although for the next 30 days, I mean, we need to make 36 grand. I'm not sure exactly when our bills are due. I have to check that out. Ledger. So did I seriously pay the $5,000? I don't see that we did. Landing fee. There's where we bought the China. There's only selfies. So maybe it came out of the selfie? I don't know. So we sold that for 128, basically 129, and we paid 86 for it, 87. So, all right. Tell you what, I'll bring up a calculator. You all won't be able to see the calculator, unfortunately, because of the way I record this. But let's say 101,430 plus the 2754. So it's basically 104,000 minus 8,700 minus the 70. Say 79,500. So it basically made around $16,000. And I don't see that fee anywhere. So how is that even true on the finance? I mean, if we just made 16 grand and we were already in the black, that doesn't really make sense to me. All right. I don't know. Doesn't make sense to me. Doesn't mean it's not right. It just doesn't make sense to me. Cargo jobs. So we're in Charleston. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to fly anymore for the next few days, which will mean I won't be able to fly into my 3 days. I don't know. We might pick up a job. We need to be flying a little bit more to help get that 36 grand every month just to stay afloat.